Welcome, everyone. This is Gonzo Herrero. I am your host at the Rise 41 podcast, and today we're presenting our Rise 41 Natural Testosterone Boosting Guide. Perhaps this is something you want to improve upon. Perhaps your testosterone numbers are not as high as you would like, or you have some symptoms of low T, and you want to try some natural approaches before resorting to TRT or HRT. So in any case, here's our guide, and hopefully you will find it helpful. So first, let's start with a quick introduction. Why is testosterone important? Maintaining healthy testosterone levels for both men and women is vital for overall health and wellness, as it plays a central role in muscle growth, bone density, and body composition. Adequate levels help promote muscle mass, prevent muscle wasting, and maintain strong bones, reducing the risk of fractures and osteoporosis. Testosterone also regulates body fat, with low levels often leading to increased fat accumulation and a higher risk of obesity. Additionally, it supports sexual health, boosting libido and sexual function, while deficiencies can cause reduced sex drive and erectile dysfunction. Beyond physical health, testosterone impacts your mood, your cognitive function, and your metabolic health. It contributes to positive mood regulation, motivation, and energy levels, and is associated with better cognitive abilities like memory and focus. Low levels are linked to irritability, depression, and fatigue. Testosterone also supports cardiovascular health, red blood cell production, and proper glucose metabolism, reducing the risk of metabolic syndrome and cardiovascular diseases. Overall, maintaining your testosterone levels is crucial for your longevity, vitality, and quality of life, which is why you should pay attention to this. And if you have low levels, you should strive to raise them. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a doctor in any way, shape, or form. This is strictly for entertainment and anecdotal purposes. We have that disclaimer out of the way. Let's jump right in real quick. So here are some, just to start with some quick hacks, some quick things that you can start incorporating into your routine that should help you boost your natural testosterone. Here's some recommended boosting practices. In order from arguably most effective or measurable in my personal experience to less so. So the first one, believe it or not, quality sleep, 7 or 8 hours for most people. We actually have an everyday biohacking guide, the ultimate guide to sleep in this series. I suggest that you find that video. I'll have links below in the additional comment section for you to find it, because quality sleep will affect your testosterone production 100%. It's important to optimize your sleep when you can. Next, similarly, diet optimization, eating whole foods, avoiding terrible hyperpalatable foods, foods with chemicals and preservatives that you don't need, food that is natural, food that won't irritate you or give you irritation or cause inflammation in your system. All of these things will, again, affect your ability to produce testosterone. So again, having an optimized diet is beneficial. Third thing, and this is fairly simple, you can talk to your physician or your primary care person to get a test and address your nutrient deficiencies. If there are minerals, perhaps magnesium, for example, zinc is common, vitamin D, these are commonly deficient in most people unless they pay attention. If you have a nutrient deficiency, address it via supplementation or whatever it is that your doctor recommends. But absolutely, this will have an impact again on your ability and your body's ability to produce testosterone. Next, resistance training. Believe it or not, 3 or 4 times a week, lift heavy things. And I won't get into the specifics of how you should address your resistance training or weight training, but you should absolutely do it. There is a direct correlation between the resistance training, lifting very heavy objects, and more testosterone production. That stimulus seems to help our body signal more production of testosterone. So again, incorporate resistance training if you don't already into your routine. This will help you absolutely raise your testosterone levels. Next, sunlight exposure, 15 to 30 minutes a day if possible. I understand some people live in environments where that's not possible. You can always try and supplement with, say, red lights, like red light therapy lights, for example, are a good alternate source. But if possible, that 15 or 30 minutes of daily exposure absolutely helps boost your testosterone naturally. And it's good for you. It also helps with vitamin D production, et cetera, et cetera. Another supplement specifically, moving on, that I recommend and that has definitely been shown evidence-based scientifically to raise your testosterone levels is Tongkat Ali. About 400 milligrams daily of that supplement will help boost testosterone levels in most men, not necessarily all men, but it's easy to source. And again, there'll be links at the bottom for you can find where to order these supplements. Next, another supplement that also has been proven scientifically and evidence-based via trials and experimentation and studies is Fadogia agrestis, 600 milligrams daily of Fadogia agrestis. Similar to Tongkat Ali, it can be easily found as a supplement, as an over-the-counter supplement that you can just take daily. I used to take it in the mornings. And absolutely, I saw a raise in testosterone levels with that supplementation. It's a modest raise, but it is some. And in some cases, some is all you need in order to avoid the symptoms of low T before considering TRT or HRT. Another thing, as I mentioned before, red light therapy is not as good as sunlight exposure. But in lieu of it, or if you have a schedule that makes it very difficult for you to go outside and get real sunlight, red light therapy lights, such as those made by companies like Juve, for example, are excellent. 10 minutes, 15 minutes every single day. It's a great way to boost your natural testosterone production. And then last, and this one is very tricky. This one is reduce your exposure to endocrine disruptors. So what does that mean? We'll get into that in a minute because that is difficult. Because what is an endocrine disruptor? How do you find them? How do you identify them? This is not something that's common knowledge. So we'll talk about it a little bit more. In any case, let's start jumping into a little bit of each one of these topics just to give a little bit more context that perhaps you might find useful. So first, quality sleep. So quality sleep is crucial for maintaining healthy testosterone levels because most of the body's testosterone production occurs during deep sleep, particularly during REM sleep, which is rapid eye movement, that stage. During this phase, the pituitary gland releases luteinizing hormone, LH, which signals the testes to produce testosterone. Insufficient or disrupted sleep reduces the time spent in REM sleep, leading to lower LH release and consequently lower testosterone production. Thus, inadequate sleep can significantly impair your hormone synthesis and regulation. In addition, poor sleep increases the levels of cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone, which negatively impacts testosterone. Cortisol and testosterone have an inverse relationship. When cortisol levels rise, testosterone levels tend to drop. High cortisol also interferes with the body's ability to utilize other hormones efficiently, further disrupting the delicate hormonal balance needed for optimal testosterone production. Long-term sleep deprivation or irregular sleep patterns can also impair your overall testicular health, reduce your libido, and lead to increased fatigue, which negatively impacts motivation and physical performance, and therefore ensuring consistent high-quality sleep, typically 7 to 9 hours per night, is one of the most effective natural ways to support and maintain your healthy testosterone levels. Again, we have a guide, the Ultimate Sleep Guide. Check out the video, go to our website and get the guide. Either way, it's very much important. It's one of the bigger stones that you can turn as far as improving your health overall, not just for testosterone levels, just getting good sleep. And most people really don't have an idea of a good sleep hygiene structure. And we discussed that, a sleep hygiene regimen that you can utilize. So yeah, check out that guide. All right, now moving on to diet optimization, a big one. And the one that most people miss because it's an easy opportunity because optimization benefits your health, longevity, and fitness overall, not just your testosterone levels. Like having this optimized diet or at least trying to optimize and improve your diet. A nutrient-rich diet supports the function of the endocrine system, which is responsible for hormone production and helps maintain overall testicular health. Below, here on this guide, I'm going to list some essential dietary considerations for optimizing your testosterone levels. So first, include some key nutrients and foods. Protein. You need adequate protein. It's essential for maintaining muscle mass and supporting healthy hormone levels. Good sources include lean meats, poultry, fish, eggs, legumes. Another ingredient nutrient that you need to keep in mind is zinc. This mineral is crucial for testosterone production as it helps the testes convert cholesterol into testosterone. Foods high in zinc include oysters, red meat, pumpkin seeds, and chickpeas. You can also supplement zinc fairly easily. It's very easy to find a supplement that you can take daily if your diet doesn't provide for that. Next, another important ingredient, magnesium. It enhances the bioavailability of testosterone and is known to improve exercise performance. Magnesium can be found in foods like spinach, almonds, dark chocolate, and avocados. And again, you can also supplement. Most people do. I do. I supplement magnesium daily. Next, big one, vitamin D. This vitamin acts as a steroid hormone in the body, and low levels are associated with lower testosterone. So sun exposure is the primary source. But dietary sources include fatty fish like salmon, fortified foods, and supplements if necessary. Again, if you don't get it through your diet, you can absolutely supplement and get it that way and optimize your vitamin D levels. Next, healthy fats. Consuming healthy fats is essential because cholesterol is a precursor to testosterone production. Now, include sources of saturated and monounsaturated fats like eggs, coconut oil, olive oil, avocados, some nuts. These are good, healthy fats. You want to keep those omega-3s possible. Those are harder to find dietarily, but you can absolutely supplement. And you want the omega-3s, not the 6s, okay? Next, balancing the macronutrients and caloric intake. A balanced diet with the right macronutrient ratios, proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, is important for optimal testosterone levels. Low-fat or low-calorie diets can negatively impact your testosterone, so be aware of that too. Depending on your goals at any given point, perhaps you're in a weight loss phase, you want to be aware of the possible impact to your testosterone there. Generally speaking, just consider the following: 30 to 40% of daily calories from healthy fats. That way you can support your hormone synthesis. 30 to 35% from protein to ensure your muscle maintenance and repair and growth as you exercise and do all these things that you're going to do to optimize your health. 30 to 40% from complex carbohydrates, whole grains, vegetables, fruits. These provide energy and prevent spikes in cortisol, which can lower testosterone, like we mentioned before. You want to avoid drastic caloric deficits, okay? As significant reductions in calorie intake can suppress testosterone production. Instead, you want to focus on a balanced diet that meets your energy needs, be it, to gain, maintain, or lose weight, but especially if you're physically active. You want to be very aware of that. Next, things to avoid. Here's some testosterone-suppressing foods and habits that you want to avoid. So certain foods and dietary habits can negatively impact testosterone levels. Avoid excessive consumption of processed foods that are high in trans fats and refined sugars. Those can increase inflammation, which leads to decreased testosterone. Alcohol. Heavy alcohol consumption lowers testosterone and raises your estrogen levels. So again, you're going to be fighting your own body if you overconsume alcohol or overindulge with alcohol. Next, soy products. In high quantities specifically, soy can potentially increase estrogenic activity in some individuals. So this is not everybody, but it's something to be aware of. Next, plastic packaged foods. Believe it or not, we were talking about biodisruptors. This is one of those. So chemicals like BPA that are found in plastic packaging, they can disrupt hormone balance. So if you can avoid it, those plastic packaged foods, some of that BPA leaches into the food, then you eat it. We've talked about forever chemicals, that kind of stuff that stays in your bloodstream forever. You want to minimize your impact. It's impossible in today's world and society to avoid it altogether. But when possible, minimize it if you can. So by focusing on these nutrient-rich foods and maintaining a balanced macronutrient intake, and avoiding harmful dietary habits, you can create an optimal environment for testosterone production and overall hormonal health. Next, a little bit more about addressing nutrient deficiencies. If you can, get some blood work. This is where your primary care physician comes into play, or your GP. So again, if you can, get some blood work done to check if you have any nutrient deficiencies. In my case, I was low on vitamin D and B12, and supplementation made a world of difference, and it did. I felt so much better. Within days of realizing that and addressing it. This is because addressing nutrient deficiencies is crucial for testosterone health because specific vitamins and minerals play a fundamental role in hormone production, regulation, and overall testicular function. Deficiencies in key nutrients like vitamin D mentioned before, zinc, magnesium, and B vitamins can directly impact your body's ability to produce testosterone and leading to suboptimal levels that you otherwise would not have. By identifying and correcting these deficiencies, you provide the body with the necessary building blocks to support testosterone synthesis and maintain hormonal balance. So for example, zinc is essential for the activity of enzymes involved in testosterone production, while vitamin D acts as a precursor to various hormonal processes. Magnesium improves testosterone bioavailability by regulating the binding of hormones, and B vitamins are involved in energy production and metabolism, which are critical for maintaining testicular health. So you see how these all work together, right? So addressing these deficiencies help optimize the body's endocrine system, promote better cellular function, and ultimately leads to improved testosterone levels and overall vitality. So go get that blood panel done and fix it. These supplements are usually not very expensive and easy to find, making this a very, very easy fix. So again, go get that blood work done, see if you have nutrient deficiencies, and supplement accordingly. A multivitamin, if you have proper nutrition, a multivitamin is kind of like a shot in the dark. It might help, might not. Targeting the specific nutrient deficiencies you have and addressing them will absolutely turn everything around for you, though, and make you feel a lot better. All right. Going and talking about resistance training again, just to give a little bit more context to that recommendation. So resistance training and heavy lifting, especially with compound exercises. These are exercises that involve multiple muscle groups simultaneously, like deadlifting, squatting, bench press, overhead press, multiple muscles at the same time. These are highly effective for boosting testosterone production because they engage those large muscle groups simultaneously, and they increase the intensity of workouts and stimulate the release of anabolic hormones. Personally, I recommend I usually do 2 to 3 full body workouts every week with a fourth one to address lagging body parts, areas I want to specifically improve upon. Please make sure you exercise in a way that is appropriate to your fitness level. This is important. You don't want to overtrain. You don't want to undertrain. Exercise is like medication. You want that sweet spot, the lowest effective dosage for what you need. So here's how these different exercises, for example, affect or positively impact, I should say, our testosterone levels. So they activate large muscle groups and maximize hormonal response. So compound exercises like the before mentioned squats, deadlifts, bench presses, rows, they recruit multiple large muscle groups simultaneously, creating a high level of muscle activation and increased demand on the body. This engagement stimulates the pituitary gland to release more anabolic hormones, including testosterone and growth hormone, in response to that physical stress. The greater the number of muscles involved and the heavier the weight lifted, usually the stronger the hormonal response. So another thing to keep in mind, number 2, it enhances acute testosterone production post-workout. So heavy resistance training, particularly with weights at like 75 to 90% of your 1 repetition maximum, so heavy. This is difficult work at this point. It's been shown to trigger a short-term spike in testosterone levels after the workout. This acute increase occurs because the intensity of lifting heavy weights creates a greater metabolic and muscular demand, signaling the body to produce more testosterone to aid in muscle repair, recovery, and growth. Over time, regular bouts of resistance training can support higher baseline testosterone levels. Third point to remember, it also improves body composition and reduces your fat mass. So resistance training not only builds lean muscle mass, but helps reduce that body fat, right? Which is crucial for maintaining those healthy testosterone levels. Higher body fat percentages are associated with increased aromatase enzyme activity, which converts testosterone into estrogen, leading to lower testosterone levels. So by incorporating heavy lifting and focusing on compound movements, you improve muscle to fat ratio, you reduce that aromatase activity, and create a more favorable environment for testosterone production and regulation. All right, next, a little bit more focus on that sunlight exposure we talked about earlier. 15 to 30 minutes daily. Why? So let's talk about that. Sunlight exposure is beneficial for testosterone production mainly because it increases vitamin D levels, which is essential for healthy hormone synthesis. Vitamin D, produced by the skin when exposed to UVB rays, acts like a steroid hormone in the body and directly impacts the endocrine system. Men with higher vitamin D levels are often found to have higher testosterone levels. So this nutrient enhances the function of the Leydig cells in the testes, which are responsible for producing testosterone, making sunlight a natural way to support optimal hormonal health. Additionally, sunlight helps regulate circadian rhythms and reduce stress, both of which play a key role in testosterone regulation. Remember, we were talking about sleep. This is part of it. This connects to that. Exposure to natural light in the morning helps set the body internal clock, improving sleep quality and aligning testosterone release throughout the day. Sunlight also boosts your mood and lowers your cortisol, that stress hormone, which has an inverse relationship with testosterone like we mentioned before. So by reducing cortisol and improving overall well-being, regular sun exposure creates a favorable environment for maintaining healthy testosterone levels. All right, next, let's talk about those supplements. I know people love supplements because that's easy. You just buy them and you take them and it helps. And hey, if it helps, let's talk about it. So the first one, Tongkat Ali, 400 milligrams daily seems to be the recommended dosage for most. So Tongkat Ali, also known as Eurycoma longifolia, and also known as Malaysian ginseng, is an herbal supplement traditionally used in Southeast Asia for enhancing male vitality and sexual health. It's gaining attention for its potential ability to boost testosterone levels, which has been shown to happen. It has been shown in the lab. So studies indicate that Tongkat Ali may increase both total and free testosterone by stimulating the release of luteinizing hormone, LH again, which signals the body to produce more testosterone. Additionally, it may lower cortisol levels, a stress hormone that can negatively impact testosterone production. This herb is also associated with a range of benefits beyond testosterone support, has been traditionally used to enhance libido, improve sexual performance, and increase energy levels. Research suggests that it may also support lean muscle growth and physical performance, making it very popular among athletes. Moreover, Tongkat Ali has shown promise in improving sperm quality, motility, and male fertility, making it a potential natural aid for reproductive health, if that's something you seek. While studies have shown positive effects, human research on Tongkat Ali is still somewhat limited. Some clinical trials have demonstrated, like I said before, that Tongkat Ali can significantly increase testosterone levels in men with low baseline levels. In healthy men, it has been linked to enhanced sexual function and mood, as well as reduced stress. These findings suggest that Tongkat Ali may be particularly useful for those experiencing stress-induced testosterone suppression, and that's important. So if that's something that you feel it's part of your life, you have a stressful life, this may have additional benefits besides the regular testosterone boosting benefits. So it's generally considered safe for short-term use. Tongkat Ali may cause mild side effects like insomnia, restlessness, or increased heart rate to some people. Standard dosages typically range from 200 to 400 milligrams of a standardized extract per day. Given the variability in supplement quality, it's crucial to choose reputable products. So consult with a healthcare professional. And I source mine from Barlow's Herbal Elixirs. You can find, you can Google them, Barlow's, Barlowe, Barlow's Herbal Elixirs. They are not an affiliate. I get no money out of this, but I have tried their products and they are solid. They worked. I saw changes in my testosterone levels with their product, with their Tongkat Ali. So absolutely, I would actually recommend them. All right, moving on to the second supplement on our list, Fadogia agrestis, 600 milligrams daily for this one. Fadogia agrestis is a plant traditionally used in West African herbal medicine for its potential effects on sexual health and vitality. In recent years, it's gained attention for its purported benefits in boosting testosterone and enhancing athletic performance. However, most of the evidence supporting these claims comes from animal studies rather than human trials, making it difficult to draw definitive conclusions about its effectiveness and safety in humans. So, be aware. Studies on rodents have suggested that Fadogia agrestis may increase testosterone levels by influencing the pituitary gonadal axis, which regulates hormone production. It's believed to stimulate the releasing of LH, again, luteinizing hormone, prompting the testes to produce more testosterone. These studies are also noted improvements in libido and sexual behavior, which may be linked to increased testosterone. Users have reported similar benefits, such as enhanced energy, improved libido, and better recovery, although human-based evidence, again, remains scarce in this case. Due to the lack of human research, there are concerns about the safety of long-term use, including the potential for hormonal imbalances and organ toxicity, as observed in high-dose animal studies. To be fair, those are extremely high-dose animal studies, but the warning is there. While Fadogia agrestis shows promise as a natural testosterone booster, it should be used cautiously and not relied upon as a primary treatment for low testosterone. Consulting a healthcare professional before use is recommended to monitor for any adverse effects, and again, the one I've tried, which did work for me, I had no side effects in my case, but of course, again, that's N of 1. This is anecdotal data. Came also from Barlow's Herbal Elixirs. I was able to get a good solid source there that was pure and had the 600 milligrams that were recommended. And I did see an improvement in my testosterone level. All right. Next item on the agenda, red light therapy, daily for 10 or 15 minutes. So red light therapy, RLT, also known as low-level light therapy, LLLT, uses specific wavelengths of red and near-infrared lights to stimulate cellular function and improve various health parameters. Recent research suggests it may support testosterone production by targeting the Leydig cells in testes, which are responsible for testosterone synthesis. The red light's effect on mitochondria in these cells can increase ATP, energy production, enhancing cellular activity, and potentially leading to higher testosterone levels. Additionally, red light therapy can boost blood circulation and reduce oxidative stress, both of which are essential for maintaining healthy testicular function. Improved blood flow delivers more oxygen and nutrients to the testes, while reduced oxidative stress can protect cells from damage, preserving Leydig cell function. There is also some evidence that red light therapy may enhance luteinizing hormone levels, which play a role in signaling the testes to produce more testosterone, like we've mentioned before. While the potential benefits of red light therapy for testosterone enhancement are promising, research is still in its early stages, with most studies focusing on animals or anecdotal human reports. If you're considering it, use devices with wavelengths in the 600 to 1000 nanometer range, NM range, I'm assuming it's nanometers, and applying the light directly to a groin area for 10 to 20 minutes per session a few times per week is recommended. Personally, I have a unit made by Juve. It's a red light therapy company, and I've used it for years. It does seem to help not only with the production of testosterone, but also with skin health. And red light therapy does have a few benefits We will be creating a guide as to how to use red light therapy, a similar guide to this one, an everyday biohacking guide. So be on the lookout for that one. That will come in the future and then in the upcoming weeks. And we can dive a little bit deeper into red light therapy and its use. Now, almost last, let's talk about reducing our exposure to endocrine disruptors. This is a tricky one. This one may be difficult, but it's good for you to know, because perhaps there are opportunities that you can identify as you go about your life to avoid unnecessary exposure to these endocrine disruptors. So, like I said, a lot trickier in the context of our modern society and the way we consume food and water. But here are some tips to be aware of. If you see an opportunity to avoid these, it can benefit you in the long term. So, the first one, avoid plastics and chemical leaching containers when possible. So, switch to glass or stainless steel is one example. Use glass or stainless steel containers for food storage and drinking instead of plastic, as plastics often contain chemicals like bisphenol, which is a BPA, and this is going to be tricky, phthalates, which are known to disrupt hormones. So avoid plastic water bottles if possible. Get a quality metal or glass container and fill it often instead, okay? Like if you're in your office. In my office, I have a refillable cup. I just keep it. I wash it, rinse it, and use it every single day. That way, it's metal. I'm not sure what kind of metal it is, but it is metallic, and that way I don't have any direct contact with plastic. Since I drink, 8-10 cups of water a day, it's an easy win, for example. Another thing to consider, minimize the use of canned foods. Many cans are lined with BPA or similar compounds, so opt for fresh or frozen foods instead when possible. Again, this may not be possible all the time, but be aware of it when possible. Third, and this one is very common, and people do this all the time, and now I avoid it like the plague because it's very simple once you're aware of it. And it's avoid eating plastics. So never microwave your food in the plastic containers, because that heat can cause those harmful chemicals to leach into your food. So just take them out of the plastic. It's fine if they're cold, just to keep them. Preferably you'd use a glass container rather than a plastic one, but if you must, at least don't heat it in the plastic container, okay? Transfer it to a plate, be it ceramic, glass, whatever, something microwave safe that's not plastic, and then heat it there. Next, choosing your personal care products. Be wise about this. You want to check for parabens and phthalates again, because many skincare, shampoo, and cosmetic products contain these hormone-disrupting chemicals. And look for paraben-free or phthalate, and that's spelled PHTHALATE. So phthalate-free labels, and choose products with natural ingredients when possible. You want to limit your synthetic fragrances. So fragrances in products are often a mix of undisclosed chemicals that can include those phthalates. So choose fragrance-free or naturally scented products when possible. It's an easy way to avoid the possibility of that. Next, you want to optimize your food choice and preparation. So first, prioritize organic produce. So pesticides used in conventional farming can contain endocrine disrupting chemicals. So choose organic produce when possible to reduce that exposure, because over time, right? Maybe not so much on an individual basis, but if it's, say, the salad you eat, 2, 3, 4 times a week, over time, over the years, you can reduce your exposure, right? If you get that organic produce. If possible, filter your water. Tap water may contain trace amounts of endocrine disruptors like heavy metals, pesticides, and pharmaceutical residues. Using a high-quality water filter can help remove these contaminants. So, if you can afford it, having a water filter on your faucet, or a lot of refrigerators now have built-in filters, use those. That's an easy way to avoid some of these endocrine disruptors. Avoid nonstick cookware. This one was relatively new to me, and I should have thought of it years ago. But nonstick coatings often contain perfluorinated chemicals, PFCs, which can disrupt your hormonal health. So use alternatives like cast iron, ceramic, or stainless steel cookware. It'll last longer anyway, and it's better quality usually, Kill two birds with one stone. Save some money because you won't have to buy it again, and also eat a lot healthier without having chemicals that's leaching into your food as you cook. So by taking these steps, you can significantly reduce exposure to endocrine disruptors and create a healthier environment that supports your optimal testosterone and overall hormone health. All right, so that was a lot. So some closing thoughts here. In conclusion, maintaining healthy testosterone levels is essential for overall health and quality of life. By incorporating the practices and methods we've described, you can support and quite possibly improve your body's ability to produce and regulate testosterone effectively. On the flip side, reducing exposure to endocrine disruptors and incorporating resistance training and sunlight exposure can have a significant impact not just on your testosterone levels, but your overall hormonal health. So it's important to approach these methods holistically, considering lifestyle changes that not only enhance testosterone, but also promote long-term well-being. However, as with any health regimen, individual needs and responses may vary, so consulting with a healthcare professional for personalized guidance is recommended. With the right strategies in place, you can optimize testosterone levels naturally and enjoy the benefits of improved physical, mental, and sexual health. And just as an added note, in my case, personally, just so you're aware, I'm not just saying this, I've tried every single one of these things. I was able to raise my testosterone level by 35% in 1 year by following most of these practices. Again, results may vary. We're all individuals. And you should, again, consult with your medical professional if you're considering following any of the above practices that we've discussed. So in closing, I wish you success, health, and fitness on your fitness goals. Please comment, tell me what you thought about this video. Tell me what I should include, if there's anything else, if I need to update it, if you learn anything. If you have any questions, please go ahead and put them in the comments. Please like and subscribe. If you've, especially if you found this helpful. Well, thank you for joining us. I hope you learned something. I hope I was of service to you with this information. And remember, here at Rise 41, we always close out with what we always want to do and what we think, which is to assess, adapt, overcome. Be a better person tomorrow than you were today. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you get the benefits that you deserve from this information. Thank you.